All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. It's the brothers from GMS Atlanta. You know, we here with another topic, another lesson. Just going into basically don't allow these people of the world or these filthy Americans to walk all over you. You know, when you come into this truth, you know, you understand that you are basically prey. You know, you're basically a weaker individual. You know, you have to deal with all your decision making through wisdom and wittiness instead of through brute carnality and physicality. And sometimes you might be, especially when you first come in the truth, you come in as a novice, so you're not as outspoken. You really don't know how to defend yourself in situations. You don't know how to deal with situations in a practical or in a spiritual manner. So a lot of times you just keep quiet. But you know, that's why it's imperative and it's very important to study and know these scriptures, because if you don't have realization or wisdom, you know, have a level of circumspection, have these different spiritual characteristics, people will play on your naiveness. You know, your woman will, your kids will, you know, friends, so-called friends, people in the world, you know, they'll actually use you and manipulate you.
Yep.
Sometimes family members, you know, they'll actually, you know, they'll see that you're a kind individual. They see you coming to the truth, and you got a level of givingness towards the people. You got a level of kind-heartedness, and they'll actually use that friendliness to advantage to actually just prey upon your finances, prey upon your will to do good. And next thing you know, years stem ahead, and you done gave up all your money. You've been busting your ass working 40, 50 plus hours. And every time you get a check, it's always somebody that want to ask, whether it's a family member or you know, certain individuals. And you just always giving, but you always losing on the receiving end. And then time passes and you start to see like, damn, I should have been got these things straightened out. You know, but you know what it goes back to? Being too nice and letting people run over you, man. You can't be in that spirit, man. You got to get that spirit out of you. This is the thing of being tough, being a militant, being you know, structuring things upon the principles of balance. And one thing about men of the Lord and men in the scriptures, they didn't just allow people just to shit all over them, man. They demanded respect. All right. When they were in certain situations, even the prophets, men of the Lord, they went to certain cities. People regarded them highly, man. People reverenced them. You know. And when it came to certain people that constantly trying to pull and yank their tail for finances, they cut them with the scriptures. Hey, prime example in Acts, when Peter, you know, the poor man came to Peter, asked for money because they seen that he was preaching and he was coming from a position of sincerity. And Peter told him, money and gold and silver have I not. Matter of fact, which I possibly get that Lord in the spirit. I just wanted to quote it. But Peter said, gold and silver have I not. You know, but he had the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to give. So it all basically boils down to if they want to get the truth or not. That's a charity that we got to give, man. You know, that's the money that we give. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that Isaiah 55. You know? Yeah, you go ahead.
Try to take our kindness to weakness.
Yeah.
You know, let's see that you know, we're no longer that same person who they once knew. You know, and they think that they can try to take advantage of your change, so to speak.
That's right. And this is Isaiah 55:1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. So this is what we have on display to feed the people with. It says the money is known as the milk, is known as the wine, and you don't even have to pay. All right? Because this truth, this is what actually feeds you. You know, as it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the living power. Now, you had certain men of the Lord, prime example is Yahweh Shai, that actually fed the multitude of the poor. But after time and time, Yahweh Shai said, you only amongst me just because I'm feeding you, man. He checked the congregation, you know, because they were just all around giving Yahweh Shai high lip service just because Yahweh Shai was doing them miracles to throw a plate of fish their way, man. But that's a nigga for you. A nigga is a lot of niggas be around just to milk you out your substance.
Parasites.
Parasites. Yep. The word parasite goes to the word parasiticos, which means to eat at another's table. So they want to drink and eat all the nutrition out of your table, and then at the end of the day, bounce.
Yep.
You know, those are the matter of fact. Let me type that in. The ones that feast among you. You know. Because certain men, you know, they'll have that spirit. Hey, and it's certain men in the truth that got that spirit, man. That's why you got to watch your finances in this truth, too.
Yep.
You got to be on guard in everything. This isn't just a thing where you just come into the truth and
your guard goes down.
Yeah, and your guard goes down. The scriptures tells you that in was the Isaiah 9:40. Every brother is not a brother, man. Some men will utterly supplant.
Yep.
So certain men are looking to get the drop on you. But what do you have to do? You have to keep your guard up. You know, this truth is about wisdom, man. You got to utilize these scriptures. All right, the scriptures tell you certain people is going to prey on you. The scriptures tell you that some people is going to try to devour you through your sincerity and your kind-heartedness. That's a wolf for you, man.
Yeah.
But you got to be a defensive predator, so to speak. You got to learn how to raise up and fight back, man.
Yep.
You know, that kind spirit. Well, it's cool to be kind and charitable. Because as it is written, charity covereth the multitude of sins. But just giving, and at the end of the day, when the day ends, you don't gave up all your money and you don't fed everybody else that ain't even going to utilize it for anything that's going to benefit them, man.
Or help you in return.
Yeah, or help you in return.
You know.
And what you get at the end of the day, a blot, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as it is.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read the scripture, Jude verse 12. These are spots in your feast of charity. When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear, clouds they are with water, carried about with winds, trees whose fruit withereth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. And those are men that don't produce fruit. Basically Epicureans, man. Men that just like the philosophy of the truth, and they come, but they all about pleasures, you know, and they sniff out. You know, hey, wolves have high levels of senses, man. Their senses are very exercised. One thing about a wolf knows how to smell out prey, man. A wolf can smell the radius of his area, and he sniffs out, okay, it's prey in the territory, man. I know the smell of sheep. I can smell that sincere and that fresh blood, man. You know, and what they do, they attack, they creep, they crouch down. And they wait for the opportunity. That's why another word for a predator is an apex predator or opportunist predator. They prey on opportunities. So you got to actually keep your eyes up, your eyes on guard, and constantly watch, man. Not only do you watch the news and you watch, you know, the prophecies, you watch men around you. You watch, and that goes for family. That goes for your woman. That goes for everything, man.
Yeah.
Your guard shall always be up. You don't put your sword down, man. Just because you're around brothers, you know. Matter of fact, hey, the scriptures say iron sharpeneth iron, Proverbs 27:17.
Yeah.
Your sword's supposed to be up even with brothers. Sharpening and polishing. Seeing if a brother's being attentive according to the word. You know? Being sharp and being on point, on key.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't just a thing of hangouts, man. This is a thing of serious business. And this is Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So Yahweh Shai, he sent us forth, especially on the highways and byways, because that's the main area where we actually just display ourselves through just pushing out the word. You know, we don't come there to fight. We don't come there for violence and things of that nature. We come to push the word. So the Lord sent us out as sheep. But even in our day-to-day, we still a sheep.
Yep.
You know, situations, say for instance, your woman buck up and she do certain things, you can't smack her in the mouth. You can't punch her in the face. What happens? They're going to throw your ass in the tombs.
Yep.
Your ass going to get charges on you, and now you jacked up. So you have to deal with things through what? Through the wisdom. Scripture says in Ecclesiastes that wisdom is better than weapons of war. This is your defense. This is your attack. It's through the sword, man. You know? And these individuals, each and every one of them has a sword on them. It's not physical. It's the tongue.
Yep.
The tongue is actually synonymous with a sword in the scriptures, because it could cut. It could break your defenses. It could beguile you. It could seduce you. It could humble you. But that's why your sword has to be up. You know? Continuing on. I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So you got to be harmless in this thing, but you still have to be wise at the same time.
Yep.
You still got to be on guard. You got to know how to slip in and maneuver out of certain situations when they seem like they're getting the best of you, man.
It really too. You don't want to try to overthink situations, man. Because a lot of times it's basic common sense.
That's true.
You know, so don't try to. If you're in a situation, don't try to overthink it. Just use your scriptures and your common sense, man. You know, because a lot of guys try to be over righteous, you know, or try to use the scriptures and end up really hurting themselves, man.
Yeah,
you know,
because you could damage yourself with the sword if you don't know how to use it. You can't play with a sword. That's a man's weapon, you know, and that's why before you actually wield the sword, you practice, man. You know, you learn, you start to see the best way of actually utilizing the sword, and then you put it to use. That's the wisdom. But you go ahead.
That's why the scripture says it's a two-edged sword.
It's a two-edged sword. Yep. And when you look at two-edged swords, because sometimes, like, you have, if I'm not mistaken, the katana, which that's a one-edged sword. It slices from one direction. But two-edged swords, they slice from both directions. You know, so it's really no position where it's actually you can actually stun. It's a straight chop. It cuts from both directions, and if you use it wrong and you get hit, your ass could get sliced too. So you got to be very, very keen. Keenness and tactfulness and keenness is the key to this truth. All right, because think about these people in the world. Through their naiveness, people give away millions, man. They get millions stole from them. You hear these situations where these individuals be on these websites and they'll give thousands away to these fucking scammers. You know, thinking they finna get a get-rich program. Next thing you know, they done gave away $50,000 out their bank account. You see these people in the churches. These people in the churches, they'll be in the churches for 20 plus years. They gave away over $100,000 to their pastor, and they ain't in a better estate. They're in a fucking worse estate, man.
I ain't know him, but this guy who was in the Christian church, he moved into my grandma's house because he gave all his money to the church and he ain't have nowhere to stay, and the church ain't even help him out.
See,
you know, so he was just being stupid. You know,
the snares, nets, and traps, man. All these things are around us, and you got to see where the booby traps lie and know how to jump over them and get away from them, man. The scriptures speak highly about snares. A woman's heart's are snares and nets. Speaks a lot about traps, but you ain't gonna physically see a trap. It's spiritually. They seduce you and lead you into that lair where they got you in the grips. They got you in the clutches. That's why you got to be as wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And this is Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. Excuse me, 9 and 8. Yeah, 9 and 18. Excuse me. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Right. The scripture says that wisdom is better than weapons of war. So this is as it is written, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the pulling down of strongholds. So the weapons that we're using is wisdom, and the fight is not physical. It's spiritual. And knowing this is a spiritual fight, you got to look at everybody from a spiritual standpoint. Is this motherfucker trying to pull my strings, man? Is this woman trying to string me along? Or is she sincere? Because majority of these women ain't sincere, man. At all. You'll be with you'll rock out with a chick, and she looking to get pregnant by you just to throw your monkey self on child support, man. You know? This is the reality of it. This is the world we live in. This place is highly demonic. This place is full of demons and goblins and goons. If we could really see the spirit world, man, we would freak out, man.
We wouldn't even come out the house. Man.
We wouldn't even come out the house seeing all these diverse mutated demons on these people, man. Fucking 7 heads and 10 horns. Fucking 12 eyes on one or on a being. That's the real image that you will actually see on some of these people. But on the physical, what you see? You'll see the prettiness of the woman. Beauty. Yeah. But you be like, yeah, that girl wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah. Not knowing that she got a big boy demon behind her. Yeah. Fucking 8 arms. 8, trapezes, muscles bulging out. She got a 9-foot demon on her, man. God. But that's why you gotta watch. You gotta constantly stay on guard. Use wisdom. Apply wisdom. Apply the knowledge. All right. And I'm going to end it with this scripture. This is, matter of fact, yeah, Proverbs 1:1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. So this truth is all about subtlety. The word subtlety, sub is under, tility is the web. You got to know how to work the web, man. We spiritual spiders, man. Now, either you could work the web and know how to maneuver on top of it, or you get caught up in it. Prime example, you have the internet. The internet is a net. That's why it's known as what? A World Wide Web. And a lot of people get caught on that web, man. A lot of people get scandals jumped on them. It's all kind of information. A lot of people get recorded doing certain business they ain't supposed to be doing. And we spiritual politicians, man. That's why in the spirit, you know, you can't let no scandals be thrown on your name, man. But it all goes back to using wisdom, keeping on guard.
The scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time.
That's right.
You know, so that's gonna be our source of defense, man.
That's right.
Our wisdom and knowledge that we're getting right now.
I think I just cut.